It's windy. Hello, you guys. I just got done with a walk. Welcome back. I'm gonna sit down. You guys can sit with me on my little couch area. You guys, I posted a little bit ago about a story of me asking what was the hardest part for you guys. You thought of trying to keep on track of staying healthy with food, choosing healthy foods, or just having a healthy lifestyle routine towards food. And the responses I got were incredible. And so I was like, this is way more than me just chatting on stories. This is answers that I totally understood. I don't know if I've ever been like, dang, we can all relate more than ever. So I hope that makes you guys feel good that you are not alone. For all of your reasons that you had, someone else in there was feeling the exact same way. So I hope this video helps. Please let me know if it does, and I'll catch you guys at the next one. So I had to debrief and look back at what made me really start to eat healthy. I grew up in a household where we did eat healthy. We did have home cooked meals, but it was like we still had tons of balance. I mean, in high school, I was going to McDonald's with my friends every morning before school. We would pick up Taco Bell to all my Taco Bell girls out there. That was my favorite fast food when I was younger. I want you guys to know that I understand where you're coming from. I didn't always eat super clean. And when I first moved to LA, I did not really know how to cook awesome meals. I was like, Trader Joe's microwave, let's do this all day. I was going through a lot of digestive issues, skin issues, stomach issues, everything that I've kind of talked to you guys about in the past couple of years. So in the end, I'm super, super grateful that it did happen to me, but it was not fun at all. Found out I was dairy intolerant, and then I had to stay away from gluten. So I think that I did have a push to eat healthier and choose healthier options. I asked one of my girlfriends as well, and I was like, what do you think made you transition if you don't have an issue like dairy, gluten, or something that's making you kind of choose the better option? And she kind of reminded me, and I was like, yeah, you're so right, that once you do start committing to a healthier lifestyle, the times that you try and go backwards to not eating as great of foods, you honestly feel it. You feel it in your skin, you feel it in your stomach, you feel it in your gut, you feel it in your movement. You feel it in your energy. I feel like you can just really feel the difference of when you are so consistent of being healthy, and then when you go back and you maybe have a week of eating like crap, you're just like, wow, I kind of feel like blah. So I think that's something that's super beneficial to see. I think you have to be consistent on the healthy side long enough to feel the difference, but you would be so surprised of how big of a difference you feel when you do cut out a lot of the gross and really yummy sometimes, but not so great stuff. So when you guys answered the responses, I put together the top, I think 5 responses I had. There was quite a few, but I wanted to just do the most popular and the ones that I could really connect to. Okay, so number 1, what do you guys think it is? I'm in such a silly mood, Sammy. Focus. Question number 1 is answer number 1, Sam. Number 1 topic is I have no time to cook. Dun, dun, dun. This one is probably my number 1. So I want you to know this is a real thing. For me, it is the one that I resonate the most with, because when you have no time, the easiest thing to do is get that quick, easy, whatever it is, maybe not the best for you, but you're like, I don't even care. I need something in my system fast. So my number 1 tip with no time as the, not excuse, but the excuse is you have to find time. If it's important to you, you have to find time. I look at healthy eating as such a priority in my life that I find time. Again, this is not every day. I'm not succeeding every day, but I'm doing the best I can. So I want you guys to schedule your meals. That means I put throughout the week on Sunday or Monday, whatever day you go to the grocery store, you plan out your meals. I know it's annoying. It's annoying, okay? We have so much other things to do. But once you get in the process of doing this and really consistent with it, I promise you going to the grocery store is gonna be easier and faster, more enjoyable, and also your weeks will as well. I repeat a lot of the meals. So when I write breakfast, overnight oats, lunch, mixed green avocado salad, and dinner, sausage medley, 1-sheet pan. I am then going to eat that sausage medley pan that I cooked the next day for lunch if I had some left over, which I think it's really nice to cook enough and then have some for the next day. So you guys do not have to be making all of these crazy meals for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I also am gonna show you guys some meal prepping tricks. Breakfast is probably the easiest meal prep you can do. So if you can meal prep breakfast every day, game over. You don't even need to think about it. Overnight oats, chia seeds, boiled eggs, toast, like all the most simple things you guys can do for breakfast. Lunch is one of the ones where I feel like a salad is super simple, some type of bowl, or anything from Trader Joe's or your local food store that you can heat up in the microwave but is a healthier option. So that would be my go-to. Next would be understanding your schedule for the week. So when you look at the week and you make the days, like what meals go for each day, schedule in when you think you are gonna order in. Like if you're like, Monday is so insane for me, I am gonna order in on Monday. That is so okay, but have it planned out. It will save you. Okay, so another thing that saves me so much time is finding those recipes that are super quick and easy to eat healthier. So for me, an air fryer really is a game changer, but I love any machinery that you can leave the item, go do something for 10 to 20 minutes, and then come back to it. What I think gets time consuming is when you're sitting on the stove and you're like making food. It's like, we don't have time for it. So that's where I would say having an air fryer, a crock pot, but you guys could also just use an oven. One of my favorite things is a one-stop shop oven sheet. So you just take a sheet, you put some parchment paper on there, and you put the vegetables, you put your protein, and you put a carb. Usually I set that temp up to 425 and we just cook it away. But again, that is one sheet that you just literally flew on the sheet and then put it in the oven and then don't have to touch it for 25 minutes. So there are ways to find recipes that are super easy, super quick, super simple, and still are tasty. You just have to try them. Oh, this also helps me a lot. Again, I just know my schedule. My nighttime is more of my chill time. Like I try to close off work in my brain when I start to cook dinner. So those are my times to try new recipes, to try something I've really wanted to try a new recipe, to try something I really want to try. That was confusing, but you know. Pre-packed items is going to be your saving grace also in the beginning. When I first started out, I was buying frozen turkey burgers, frozen whatever, I don't know. I was just buying a lot of pre-things, and you just have to read and make sure that there's not a lot of stuff in there that probably shouldn't be in there. Okay, last one that I do want to mention is a meal prep delivery system. If you are like, okay, I'm so down to make breakfast and dinner every week, but lunch I cannot do, maybe try looking for a delivery system. They have a lot of awesome delivery systems. So you guys can find one and just request to have enough meals for lunch throughout the week. You kind of have to know you and be like, what can I actually do? And if you want to go that route, that's always a really great route as well. Okay, so next-gen, this one says, I do not know what to make, or there's too many ingredients. Hallelujah. Sometimes these ingredient lists, I'm just like, first off, what is that ingredient? I've never heard of it. And also, when you buy say basil and you need it for one recipe, the basil is like this big, and then you end up just having tons of basil in your fridge forever. So I feel like I totally relate to this one. So I'm gonna answer the first part first. I do not know what to make. So this one I think is over time. You guys gotta be kind to yourself and you have to be consistent. My number one thing that helped me when I did not know what to make was social media. I will show you guys here. I have a whole saved folder of certain recipes that I am obsessed with or that look interesting, and then I follow a good amount of people that post really yummy recipes that are up to my dietary issues. So finding those people on social media that you can just save that recipe, you can go and look at it, it's like easy, perfect. Even the recipe where I mentioned the oven one where I was like, put it all on a sheet and then plop it in there, you could literally type in on Google, oven sheet healthy meal, and things would just pop up, and then you kind of just find what works for you. Or on Pinterest, if you just type in keywords, I promise you will find things that you start to be like, I'm gonna try it, it makes sense, it looks easy. If you feel like you don't know what to make, I think it's always promising to go off of the foods you love. So if you're like, I'm a really big soup girl, then like when you're finding people on Instagram, save recipes that are soup. Or if you're like, I'm a really big bowl girl, while you're looking for recipes, look for anyone who's making bowls. I guarantee there's an Instagram only bowls. Like everything you want is truly on there. Okay, so another one is to look at the prep time. So if you do find a recipe on Google or Pinterest, look up how much prep time it takes. If it says an hour, probably pass on it. If it says 25 to 30 minutes, or not even the prep time, like overall cook time, probably pick it. So really look and see which ones is gonna work with you before you're an hour in and you're super frustrated. So say I look up a recipe and I'm like, okay, this one looks amazing, but they have 4 different types of vegetables. They have so many different seasonings. I'm just like, whoa, but I kind of want to make a version of this. This is where you play. You don't need to be professional. Obviously, just know your basics. So basics are probably have some salt and pepper in there and like some garlic and onion. If those are in there, solid. But if they have like 10 other different seasonings, for me personally, I just pass. Over time, I've started now adding seasonings and trying things out. But in the beginning, I'm like, give me the freaking basic of a seasoning. So really try that. And then as well, if they have 5 different vegetables, maybe just pick your favorite vegetable and have that one in there, and buy the same vegetable for the rest of the week. So I'll buy like 2 to 3 different vegetables for the week, but I will not change each meal to have so many different vegetables. So just be realistic with yourself. Don't overwhelm yourself. Take out those items that you do not need in the recipe for your liking. Okay, so next question, answer, whatever topic is eating out plus eating out and others judging me for eating healthy. Yeah, I get it. I really get it. Okay, so eating out, even though where I'm at right now, we can't eat out. I mean, fast food, we definitely could go for that, but I meant like restaurants and stuff. So I don't know about where you guys are at. So say one of them is you guys do get to go eat out where you're at and your friends, you plan a dinner, you go get dinner. For me, when I go get dinner, I have fun and I eat what I want to eat. I use those times to go eat the most delicious food that a chef does know how to make, and he is just killing it. And I'm gonna go eat the appetizers with my friends, go eat the foods that I want to eat, because that is my time to just enjoy. Now, if you're like, I eat out a lot though, it's not like a once a week, or it's like you have things going on all week where you are going out on family gatherings, friends gatherings, whatever it is, then I would say you have to start finding the healthier options on the menu. And that doesn't even mean it's a salad. That literally could be a sandwich with chicken in it, but the chicken's at least grilled, not fried. And then maybe don't get the fries. Like, I think that there's always options, so do what you can. I don't want you to stress out. I mean, even when I was in Texas with JT's family, like we got, I can't remember, it was like this chicken place, but it was fast food because we were all in such a hurry. And I just picked grilled chicken strips instead of the fried ones. So it's like, you just gotta pick wisely. But again, if you guys are having that one night with the friends, for me, I'd eat it. I'm like, give me the pasta, give me the good stuff, because this doesn't happen all the time. And so you should enjoy the food because it tastes so good. Say you are, for my girls who are still at home, this is probably the hardest one, right? Because say your mom cooks dinner for you, or say your family goes out to eat a lot and you kind of obviously have to go with them. to where they pick. I would say if it happens a lot and you say like during the day, your parents are like, let's go to the mall and we're gonna stop at McDonald's to go pick up food before. For me, I feel like I would try and make something really quick for myself so that when I do go to McDonald's, I'm full. You kind of just like, again, your meal prep, so your lunch is already ready to go, or you can swap something up really quick, but at least you're really, really full so that when your family shows up to that place, you're like, hey guys, I already ate. You're saving your family $1 and you're choosing to eat healthier. So I think that can be super beneficial. That's if you guys eat out a lot. I would try and cook at home before your whole family goes and eats that meal. So for the judgment thing, which is a freaking real thing, you guys, it is real. It is real. For me, being super straight up about my goals, or for me, it was with my roommate where I was like, hey, I really need to start eating healthy because my stomach's really bad, my skin's really bad. I had all these things that were, kind of a given of like, I need to do this. So I had a very real talk with the people I lived with and let them know I'm going to be eating healthier. Having a real conversation with your friends and or your boyfriend or your family and letting them know that you want to make healthier choices, I think is better than trying to sneakingly do it or also kind of get frustrated because you haven't communicated it but you don't feel supported. There's like all of that. So I feel like just being super straight up and communicating to the people around you, like, I really want to make some healthier changes for this reason, this reason, this reason. I would love if you guys wanted to join me. Do you want to make it a challenge? Do you want to see who actually commits for 30 days? Like, you could also ask them to join in with you if they do not want to. It's so okay. They probably will later on because they're going to see how amazing you look and feel. I think if you could get a group of you girls together, if it's just you and one other person or if it's you and your boyfriend, and you guys send a picture of your food every single day and you guys kind of hold each other accountable. Again, make it kind of like who's gonna win, who's gonna do this. Or even if you guys are on social media, posting your meal every single day and kind of telling your followers of like, hey, I'm going to be doing 30 days eating the best way I can, and the way I'm gonna hold myself accountable is I'm gonna post it every single day on here. I promise you that is like a game changer. And lastly, you guys, if people are judging you for eating healthy, that has nothing to do with you. It only has things to do with them. Okay, next topic is healthy food is expensive. I wanted to read studies on this to see if that was actually the truth, because I think it definitely can come off that way. But someone said, you buy a bag of chips that is probably cheaper than a bag of apples. But a bag of chips, let's be real here, you probably can finish half of it in a day or 2 days. So the bag of chips lasts you maybe 2 to 3 days if you're like, I love chips and I eat them a lot, right? Where a bag of apples you could actually have as a snack for 6 to 7 days and actually get more out of it than the chips. I don't know, I really liked that example because I feel like that's so true. When I have a snack, like a bag, a snack or something, for me personally, I can eat the whole bag very, very fast. So it's like you just bought that bag that maybe was cheaper than the vegetables and fruits you have in your fridge, but I'm not gonna eat 5 apples in one day. I mean, I'm not, so I don't know, I feel like that can help you kind of see the perspective. But I do have some tips for expenses. I feel like understanding why you are doing this and really seeing this as an investment for the long run. Instead of buying that $5 coffee, I'm gonna save that towards my groceries. So I think that's just like where you're at and how your expenses look. Where can you take from to really take care of yourself with food? Because you guys, I think our immunity, how we feel is so, so, so important more than ever right now. The goal that I think of is to eat fewer processed foods and more whole foods. You do not need to go for the brands that are all organic or gluten-free or vegan. You do not need to do that. Over time, you can go for the organic. Over time, you can go for the gluten-free options. But in the beginning, you guys, we're just focusing on trying to get healthier and go for those whole foods. Also, this was probably the biggest expense savior. So for me, I was a Trader Joe's girl. I still am, but expense-wise, I think Trader Joe's can be really, really great. But also, you do not have to go to a natural food store, you guys. You can go to your local Ralph's or Vaughn's, whatever you guys have, wherever you're at, and just find better options there. You do not need to go to the 5-star and get the best of the best, all right? One thing that'll help you a lot is frozen foods. A lot of the time, frozen foods you get more out of, like you get more, like a bag of spinach frozen is way bigger and you get more spinach and it doesn't go bad and it is cheaper. So finding frozen items will save you, help you be incredible. So frozen foods is a huge way to save. Also, this is more work, so if you don't want to do this one, but looking at what vegetables and fruits are in season, because fruits and vegetables that are in season are less expensive. So if you wanted to do that research, find out, or even asking your grocery store of like, where are the seasonal fruits and vegetables, and they can tell you, and they should be cheaper than the ones that are not in season because they're harder to get. The last thing that I think can save you a lot of money is not impulse buying. So the whole point of this incredible list that I have you guys write of what meals you're going to have is that you're not in the grocery store buying everything. You're not buying a marinara sauce plus a tomato sauce plus so many other things because you don't know what you're gonna make that week. This will save you money because you know exactly what you're gonna make and you don't need to be buying the whole store. So I hope that can help with the expenses side, guys. I've tracked before when I spend money on like going out to eat or buying food out instead of cooking at home, and you actually can save so much more money when you do cook at home rather than buying so many meals out. The finale of the top ones that I got from you guys, top topics, and the last one was cravings. And I think this is one of the harder ones because it's just a different harder, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't, so Sammy, just keep going. The number one to help me with cravings is to not have it in my house. So again, this might be harder for you if you are living at home or with other people. That is where a lot of willpower will come in, which you guys, when I did live with my roommate who wasn't all that like into the healthy eating, I would literally put like as my screensaver on my phone, like something really inspirational that like would make me be like, click, you're eating healthy, don't go for the junk food, you got better things to do. Or I would set multiple alarms throughout the day to remind me like, you're doing this for this, keep it going. And I might sound lame, but it really got me through going for those bags of chips that she had in the house. If you do live by yourself or with people that are eating healthier, I would say just don't buy the stuff that you crave. We gotta find different versions of the amazing foods you crave, but trying to not buy the ones where you're like, I can eat the whole bag in 2 seconds, or I just crave it all the time. A lot of the time you are dehydrated when you are craving something. So drinking a glass of water or drinking more water throughout your day can really, really help with cravings. Another one is making sure you're eating enough. A lot of the time when we get, I know this is me, when I let myself get extremely hungry, like hangry, cranky, all the above, I just want to go for the bad. I'm so hungry, I have no time for wanting anything else but the bad, because the bad probably would feel really good. So I feel like not allowing yourself to get that hungry. So making sure you're having your snacks every 2 to 3 hours to just keeping you on your level of like feeling good and not having those cravings. And then lastly, for the cravings, for sweet tooth especially, I really want you guys to hear this. For me, I eat chocolate all the time. I eat chocolate all the time. JT and I have chocolate, like a chocolate bar, like we'll split like a piece at night, almost every night before bed. And I'm being so real with you guys that I don't want to give that up. I love it. And after having an incredible day of eating, you bet you deserve that piece of chocolate. Like, come on. So I really, really do not want you guys to be hard on yourself about those sweet tooth vibes. I don't know, maybe I'm trying to think of like where sweet tooth got such a bad look, because I don't think it's bad that we like our chocolate and we want to have it. I think it's just how much you're having and what chocolate you're having or what sweet you're having. And the last thing I want to say about my healthy eating rant, you guys, the last thing, we all have our days. We all have our days where we don't eat as healthy, or we go for the not the great stuff, or we have a whole weekend of splurging, of eating whatever it is and drinking, whatever. I want you guys to know it is normal, and the more that you are kind to yourself about it, the less you will do it because you're not thinking about it as much. I have gone through stages in my life where I'm out with people and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to eat that pizza because we're out and I'm so hungry. Oh, and I just think about it the whole time. And the more that I just live in the moment, and if that's what I have to do and that's what's in front of me, then I'm going to eat it and enjoy it. And I promise you, for me, it has helped me so much to just have a balanced lifestyle and not be obsessed with trying to eat healthy 24/7. We're all doing the best we can, you know?